Our vocabulary around relationships tells you everything you need to know about how completely we've destroyed human sexuality. But here's what nobody wants to hear. The Catholic Church was right all along about all of it. Premarital sex, living together, pornography, hookup culture. The sexual revolution promised freedom and delivered misery, addiction, broken families, and a generation that can't figure out what a man or woman even is. Today we're diving into the Sixth Commandment. You shall not commit adultery. But this isn't a finger-wagging shame session. This is about why God designed sexuality the way He did, how our culture has demolished that design, and whether you're ready to hear the truth that could actually set you free. Fair warning, this is going to get uncomfortable, but it needs to be said. The Sixth Commandment requires chastity according to your state in life. Married people, faithfulness to your spouse and openness to children. Everyone else, abstinence from all sexual activity. Let me say that again for the people in the back. If you're not married, Catholic teaching requires complete sexual abstinence. No premarital sex, no cohabitation, no just fooling around. 0. I can feel some of you reaching for the unsubscribe button right now, but stay with me because I'm going to show you why this isn't oppressive. It's actually the only path to authentic freedom and lasting happiness in relationships. Jesus made this commandment even more demanding. Everyone who looks at a woman with lust has already committed adultery with her in his heart. This isn't just about what you do, it's about what you desire, what you think about, what you watch, what you fantasize about. Interior purity matters just as much as external behavior. Pope John Paul spent years teaching what's called the theology of the body, explaining that sexual union isn't just biological recreation. It's sacred. It's a total self-gift that images Christ's love for the church. Sex is designed for marriage. Permanent, exclusive, life-giving union between one man and one woman. Anything less than that violates sexuality's sacred meaning and damages the people involved, spiritually, emotionally, and often physically. Okay, let's address the massive elephant in the room that parishes are too scared to talk about. Pornography. Here are the stats, and they're brutal. 64% of Christian men view pornography at least monthly. 15% of Christian women do the same. Average age of first exposure, 11 years old. Pornography generates more revenue than the NFL, NBA, and MLB combined. And here's why this matters spiritually and scientifically. Pornography literally rewires your brain. It creates the same dopamine pathways as drug addiction. Users escalate to increasingly graphic content because the brain requires more stimulation for the same neurological reward. This isn't willpower, this is neuroscience. You're not weak. You're dealing with an addiction that's as powerful as cocaine. The effects, devastating. Decreased relationship satisfaction, increased likelihood of infidelity, inability to bond with real partners. Objectification becomes automatic. Sexual dysfunction. Depression and shame spirals. You cannot grow spiritually while actively using pornography. It's impossible. You're dividing your loyalty between God and an addiction. Jesus said you can't serve two masters. One will always dominate. The solution isn't just willpower. You need frequent confession, weekly if necessary, accountability software like Covenant Eyes, a trusted friend or spiritual director who knows your struggle, professional therapy if needed, cutting internet access if necessary, I'm serious. Prayer, particularly consecration to Mary and devotion to Saint Joseph. Your soul is worth more than convenient access to pixels on a screen. Speaking of fighting for your soul, let me tell you about a resource that's been absolutely transformative for my own journey toward purity. Tan books. Look, if you're serious about living the Sixth Commandment and growing in genuine holiness, you need to be reading what the saints actually wrote, not modern self-help garbage, the real stuff. The spiritual masters who achieved heroic virtue and can teach you how. Tan Books has been publishing these treasures since 1967. We're talking St. Francis de Sales' Introduction to the Devout Life, the perfect guide for lay Catholics trying to live holy lives in the world. St. Teresa of Avila's Interior Castle, which will transform your prayer life. St. Louis de Montfort's True Devotion to Mary. Over 4 million copies printed because it works. Their Tan Classics collection gives you 12 spiritual masterpieces, basically a seminary education for your nightstand. And if you're raising kids, they have children's books and homeschool materials that actually teach authentic Catholic morality, not the watered down stuff, the real countercultural transformative faith. Here's what you do. Click the link in the description and use code CARMEL15 for 15% off your entire order. That's CARMEL15, 15% off. Let's talk about something 69% of Americans think is totally fine. Cohabitation, living together before marriage. It's just practical. We're basically married anyway. We need to make sure we're compatible. It's 2025. This is normal now. Here's what they're not telling you. Couples who cohabit before marriage have higher divorce rates, not lower. Higher. They report lower marital satisfaction, experience more domestic violence, and have more unstable relationships. The try before you buy logic sounds practical, but you're not buying a car. You're making a covenant with another human person before God. Here's the fundamental problem. When you live together without commitment, you're playing house. You get all the benefits of marriage, companionship, sex, shared expenses, without the actual commitment. You maintain an escape hatch. If this doesn't work out, I can just leave. That's not love. That's self-protection masquerading as love. True love says, I give myself to you completely, permanently, exclusively, publicly, before God and our community, no matter what happens. Living together says, let's see if this works out. I'm keeping my options open. Those are fundamentally, radically different commitments, and your body knows the difference. For further reading on the article at eternallycatholic.com, link in the description. Pope John Paul II explained it perfectly. Sexual union is the bodily language of total self-gift. When bodies say, I give myself to you completely forever, but couples aren't actually committed for life, there's a fundamental lie in the act itself. Your body speaks a language. Casual sex, whether in cohabitation, hookups, or uncommitted relationships, is fluent lying. Now let's talk about how dating apps have turned human relationships into shopping experiences. Swipe through hundreds of faces, judge them in 2 seconds based on 5 photos, match, exchange a few messages, meet up, hook up, ghost when you get bored. We've gamified human beings. We've turned complex persons with inherent dignity into consumer products you sample and discard. And everybody's miserable. Studies show dating app usage correlates with increased anxiety and depression, greater loneliness despite more connections, decreased ability to commit, higher infidelity rates, objectification becoming automatic. Add to this the fact that Instagram and TikTok algorithms are literally designed to show you attractive people in provocative situations. The platforms make money from engagement, and sexual content generates engagement. You're being manipulated toward lust. God didn't design sexuality for recreational consumption. He designed it for intimate, permanent union that creates new life. When we separate sex from commitment and procreation, we're lying with our bodies and destroying our capacity for authentic intimacy. So you're probably thinking, okay, I'm convinced this matters. But how do I actually live this in a hypersexualized culture that's basically designed to make purity impossible? Here are concrete practical steps. First, custody of the eyes. Train yourself to immediately look away from immodest images. Change the channel when shows get sexual. Leave situations that occasion temptation. Unfollow Instagram accounts that make you lust. Configure your phone to hide provocative content. This requires discipline, but it gets easier with practice. You're training your brain's automatic responses. Second, set dating boundaries. Early. Decide before the date where your physical boundaries are. No going back to apartments alone. No making out. No situations where you'll be tempted beyond your ability to resist. And communicate these boundaries. If someone won't respect them, they don't respect you. Third, get accountability. Find someone who knows your struggles. A spiritual director, a same-sex friend you trust completely, a priest who gets it. Secret sins thrive in darkness. Bring them to light through confession and accountability. Fourth, fill your life with noble pursuits. When you're mentally and physically engaged in good things, exercise, creative hobbies, service to others, deep prayer, you have less mental bandwidth for lust. Empty souls are vulnerable souls. Fifth, frequent confession. Even if you're confessing the same sin repeatedly, even if you feel embarrassed, even if you think the priest is judging you, sacramental grace actually works, and the accountability of regular confession provides structure. Sixth, for those struggling with pornography, consider a full digital detox. Delete social media temporarily. Install Covenant Eyes link in the description and give the reports to someone who will actually confront you. Join a support group. Get therapy. Whatever it takes. Your eternal soul is at stake. I know this all sounds restrictive, oppressive even. The world calls it repression, purity culture, unhealthy shame. But here's the truth nobody wants to admit. The sexual revolution has been a complete disaster. It promised freedom and delivered. Record STD rates. 63 million abortions since Roe. Epidemic of loneliness despite hookup culture. Inability to form lasting relationships. Confusion about basic biology. Mental health crisis among young people. God's design for sexuality is the only design that actually leads to lasting happiness, stable families, healthy children, and authentic freedom. It honors human dignity. It creates genuine intimacy. It builds character through self-mastery. And it works. Studies show couples who wait until marriage report higher marital satisfaction, better sexual fulfillment, lower divorce rates, greater trust and intimacy, more stable family environments. God's plan isn't easy, but it's true. And truth is the only foundation for lasting joy. Look, I get it. Everything I just said goes against literally everything our culture teaches. Your friends will mock you. Dating will be harder. You'll feel like a weirdo. But here's the question you have to answer. Do you want to be happy or do you want to fit in? Do you want authentic intimacy or do you want casual encounters that leave you empty? Do you want to become who God created you to be or do you want to live enslaved to your passions? The Sixth Commandment is hard, really hard, but it's not impossible. Saints have lived it in every era, including ours. You can too. You have access to the sacraments. Confession and Eucharist give you supernatural power to resist. You have the intercession of the saints. You have the Holy Spirit dwelling within you. You have everything you need. The question is, will you use it? Here's your homework. If you're struggling with pornography, make a confession appointment this week, not eventually, this week. Install Covenant Eyes today, link in the description. If you're cohabiting, have the conversation about either getting married or living separately until marriage. Yes, it's hard. Do it anyway. If you're dating, establish clear physical boundaries with your partner. Today, comment purity below if you're committing to living this commandment, no matter how countercultural it is. Let's encourage each other. And seriously, check out Tan Books. Use code CARMEL15 for 15% off. Link is right below this video. If you're going to fight this battle, arm yourself with the wisdom of the saints who won it. Hit subscribe for more Catholic content that actually challenges you to grow, not just makes you feel good. Next is the seventh commandment. And yes, digital piracy counts as stealing. Now go be holy. God bless you.